everyone, and welcome back to another Absurd Heroine video. So today we are playing JESKAI Party. I figured before Kaldheim comes out, I want to see what I can squeeze out of Party when it's just Zendikar. Because when Kaldheim comes out, there are going to be a bunch of new additions to Party, including shapeshifters, which count as one of everything, which will be interesting as an addition, as more like party mechanics start to, you know, come out of the next sets and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to challenge myself to see exactly how much I could squeeze out of Party right now. So I put together a little Luros of the Dream Deck Party, or Dream Den Party deck. JESKAI colors with all sorts of goodies, and overall, probably not super powerful, but fun nonetheless. So let's take a look and see what we got. We have Luros of the Dream Den, of course, and if you do not know, Luros is a companion, and during each of your turns, you may cast one permanent spell with a converted mana 2 or less from your graveyard. To have it as your companion, all the permanents in the starting deck have to have converted mana cost of 2 or less. So all of our party stuff is 2 or less, and surprisingly, you can get a lot out of 2 or less converted mana cost party creatures, even though in JESKAI there are a couple of things that we will be missing. Especially the 4 mana drop white party card, the commander, who like buffs all your dudes. That's kind of the biggest one that we're missing by making Luros our companion, but I thought it was worth it enough to do that. So we have Archpriest of Iona. Archpriest of Iona's power is equal to the number of creatures in your party, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, target creature gets +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. This is a great card. Probably one of the better party cards, especially considering it's like a 1/2 when it comes out. It's a 1/2 for 1, so just by itself, it's like really not that bad. And then it buffs all of your stuff if you have party, and it gets bigger as the game goes along. Concerted Defense. Here's an interesting card. I only have 2 of them in here because it's not really that awesome, but we're here to like kind of experiment and play around with party, right? Counter target non-creature spell unless the controller pays 1 plus additional 1 for each creature in your party. So if this is a bad Spell Pierce, if you don't have anything out, and then if you have 1 party card out, it is a Spell Pierce, I'm pretty sure. Spell Pierce might be slightly more better than this, but I think Spell Pierce is 1 blue and you have to pay 2, and it's a non-creature spell, right? So since Spell Pierce is not in standard right now, I figured I'd give this a shot, because most of the time we're going to have this. Most of the time we're going to have this up. Merfolk Windrobber. When Merfolk, you guys all know this. This is the 1/1 flyer who makes you mill things. Yes, let's move on. So we have Opt, Overwhelmed Apprentice. I love this card. Overwhelmed Apprentice enters the battlefield. Each opponent mills 2 cards, then you scry 2. This is kind of like an unsung hero, to be honest. Overwhelmed Apprentice is such a good card because it fixes your stuff and it like messes up their stuff. And it helps us turn on our Merfolk Windrobbers, which is good too. So it's an all-around really good card. And we have 2 unsummons. We have a Fireblade Charger, which deals damage equal to its power when it dies. Luminarch Aspirant, which puts +1/+1 counters on target creatures you control. Nimble Trap Finder, and this is probably our best payoff, right? Nimble Trap Finder can be blocked if you had a Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, or Wizard enter the battlefield on your control this turn. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, creatures you control gain whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card until end of turn. So if you're attacking with like a bunch of stuff and you have a full party, then you're drawing a bunch of cards. It's very, very good. Seagate Stormcaller. So this is just another wizard. I needed more wizards, and this wizard is not bad. And you can team it up with your, Opt and Unsummon. It doesn't work with Concerted Defense, unfortunately. And we only have 2 of them in here, right? So the chances of this kind of like working with these 2 is a little slim. So I might actually change that up a little bit. On the fly, mending of the deck while I'm thinking about it. I'll do that in just a moment. I'm going to add a couple, I'm going to remove a couple lands and add some unsummons and ops. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to switch this. You'll see it in the deck list. The deck list will have all of the changes. And then we have Grotog Budcatcher, and this is another really, really good card. And one of the better, I mean, it's not a good card, like, let's be real. But it's one of the better party cards in party payoffs in this deck. So whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each creature in your party, and it has trample, so kind of like, this is our finisher, pretty much. and especially if you have an Archpriest of Iona and you have a full party out, then this thing flies and hits for a lot. So it's good. And then, of course, last but not least, we have Spoils of Adventure. And this is just, this spell costs 1 less for each creature in your party. You draw 3 cards and gain 3 life. It's very, very good card. If you have, you know, a lot of your party out there. So I'm going to make those quick changes to add more options and summons, and then we'll get in and play some games. All right. Seems good. We'll keep it. We'll start off with a Trirome, then turn 2 probably Aspirant, or maybe Nimble Trapfinder. We'll see. We already have 3 of our party members here and a Spoil of Adventure, so that's good. That is good. Let's see what we're playing up against. Okay, mono white. So unsummons will be good here if we do actually end up getting them. This might not be the right call. We might have actually wanted to bring out the Trapfinder first. Because this is our only cleric. So if they... oh, never mind. It is not our only cleric. Alright. So... let's just get started. That's... yeah. We'll... let's see. Yeah, that's fine. We need both those lands. That's what I think about. If they Glass Casket this Luminarch, then that's kind of our only... we actually have everything. Do we have it? No, we're missing a warrior. That's our only cleric, but it's not our only cleric anymore. Sorry, my brain is a little scattered. Let's see. I guess we'll... Merfolk Windrobber. Attack! Okay. So next turn we can play more things out, or we can Spoils of Adventure. I don't want to overwhelm the Apprentice until I don't have any cards on the top of my deck that I know about. Because that Scry is very powerful in this deck. And it gets us exactly what we want to get rid of the chaff. And there is a lot of chaff in this deck, depending on what you're playing against and what you drew, right? Because we need to... ooh, Basri. Okie doke. Okay. No blocks, I guess. So that is going to be a dead Basri. So we want white here. Either a dead Basri or a dead Hollowed Priest. Let's find out. It's a dead Hollowed Priest. Okay.
I could use a hand.
I could use a hand. Alright. We're gonna bring out some dudes, because this Nimble Trapfinder will be very good for killing this Basri Ket. Heliod. Sure. Okay. Okay.
Now is the time.
Alright. No blocks. Definitely killing this Basri Ket with our Trapfinder here. And Overwhelmed Apprentice. Aha. We don't want any of these. I want either of them. So with this one, get in there, and you can get in there. And, I guess we'll just wait for spoils. We'll wait for spoils. We don't have anything on our graveyard. At some point, we are going to want to do the Merfolk Windrobber sacrifice thing to prevent them from gaining life. Ooh, okay. That's not good. Interesting. Hmm. So probably block like so. Wow. They just let us have that? Right. Well, they do come back, but like, that seems like a waste to me, honestly. Sure. We need an unsummon for this. Okay, so that's our warrior, which is nice. So I guess we'll just, Concerted Defense, that's a good card. Maybe, should we keep up Concerted Defense? Yeah, I think we might, actually. So that and that. Bring out a Trap Finder. Yeah. So we have 2 of them next turn. And we try to get rid of this Broodmoth. We can unsummon it, yeah, but that's not going to get rid of it forever. They will have to pay 5 in order to get through this Concerted Defense, right? We have a full party. Aha. Okay. Alright. Now this is cool. We're gonna attack with a lot of stuff. Let's opt here. See if we can get a Spoils of Adventure? Yeah, Spoils of Adventure is good. Should be able to get another party member here. Not like it really matters. There we go. Bug catcher. Okay. So now we attack with all of the stuff, right? Oh yeah. And we draw a boatload of cards. We probably want to keep this Concerted Defense up, right? We're drawing so many cards. All right, because we're drawing double. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, okay. So I guess we drop on, no, what do we want to do here? A charger. Because we want to keep up an unsummon, right? Okay. Then that's fine. Not that one. So we don't need lands. Land. Actually, we'll keep one land. What do we not need? Maybe not an opt. And not a bug catcher? Do we need the bug catcher? Maybe not another aspirant. Or bug catcher. Oh no, we want a bug catcher. Seagate Stormcaller. Nah, Stormcaller is gonna be good too with the unsummon. Maybe we don't need another Trimble. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god. I'm probably playing this very poorly. I'm not like super try-harding with this deck. I'm just having fun. There's the Broodmoth. Mm-hmm. uh. You going to attack? They are going to attack. That's fine. They gain 2 life, and then we can unsummon a bunch of stuff. See what happens. Pass. And we draw the rest of our deck and just draw ourselves to death. That's fine. All right, my turn. So now we Seagate Stormcaller. And we Archpriest of Iona. We unsummon these 2. Okay. I'll take that. Okay. Cool. All right. This is a great hand. 3. We have an Overwhelmed Apprentice, and then we have 3 of our party members. So this is great. We keep, and we have the mana to cast all of them too, which is also great. I'm going to bring out the Trireme first, even though I probably could have just gone opening lands first. These lands first. It's fine. We'll start out with our Apprentice to get our draws fixed here. Archpriest of Iona. Yeah, I'll take another Archpriest. I did that incorrectly. I should have played out my island first and then used the island to play the Overwhelmed Apprentice. The things you learn, but I think that's okay. Just means we're not going to be able to do... Oh wait, no. We'll be fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Relax. But my priests. Alright, so we're up against a mill deck here, which is not bad. We do not mind mill here. We actually have a full party. Wow, we do. Holy crap. We have one already. Go. That one. Nice. The nice thing is if they bounce this Archpriest, if they are even playing bounce, this is weird. Okay, so maybe they're not mill? I don't know what they are. Wavebreak Hippocamp. So they're a draw 2 deck? Very interesting. So what do we want to do here? We can Luros, get our Luros into our hand, or we can Spoils of Adventure. I think we just do this. To be honest with you. We will get our Luros back, because there's all sorts of tasty goodness in here. Another Archpriest of Iona could be ours next turn. And we'll fly over for a boatload. Anticipate, okay. Very interesting. I don't think I've actually ever seen anybody play with the Wavebreak Hippocamp. So that's nice. That's refreshing. Okay. Open up. There we go. So they're probably holding up a counter spell of some sort. Which makes me very wary to playing Luros. But even if they counter Luros, we're still going to be getting in for a lot. So. I might counter it. I might deal damage to it. But now they have enough problems. They have a lot of problems here. Might flash in something. They might deal damage. I'm not sure what's going on here. Very curious. Very curious. Okay. Experimental overload. Returning something? Okay, so this is an experimental overload deck. That's interesting. That's a cool card. That's a card that I would maybe build a deck around. Maybe. Alright, yeah, they're just going for broke here. Oh yeah. I could have played the Nibble Trap Finder. That would have been hilarious. Draw all those cards again. Alright. Okay. This is pretty good. We have Wizard Warrior. But we also have an Overwhelmed Apprentice to help fix our draws, which is very important. Especially considering we don't have any white mana. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, mill's not the worst, right? Because that gives us stuff. Alright, do we want this? They're going to mill both of these. We do kind of want this land, but they're gonna mill both of these. Like, there's no way we're getting either of those. And it spoils. Alright. Lotus Cobra. Alright. So we probably want to... Hey, this is red. And play out the Bug Catcher, right? Because the Bug Catcher can get in. It'll get +2 + 0, maybe +3 + 0, depending on what we draw. Okay. Landfall Mill. Not my favorite. Not my favorite. Oh, and a Scoot Swarm? Okay. I kind of wanted to pull in Luros here, but I think with a Scoot Swarm, we have to keep our Unsummon up. Because next turn they're gonna play that thing. You know that thing. They're gonna mutate. Okay. Alright. So they didn't. They didn't mutate it. Maybe they'll mutate it now. Oh, wait, I think... Do they need 4? No, they need... Not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm very worried, though. Interesting. Not a huge fan of that. I don't want that to happen. Okay. So concerted defense is not going to do anything against this deck. This deck is all creatures. Pretty much. No. We don't attack. We don't attack with anything. We can't do anything here. Just have to wait. We're kind of a tempo deck, right? We have to wait for our Archpriest of Iona, basically. Okay. Luminarch. We don't want one of those right now. Bug catcher. Okay. What do we want here? A wind rubber? Yeah. Maybe another overwhelmed apprentice. We don't have one. Okay. A wind robber. And now we just need a cleric. No attacks, I guess. I don't know what we're keeping this concerted defense open for. Because I highly doubt we're going to be, Sure. Why you would do that, I don't know. Why wouldn't you just do the Scoot Swarm? Oh, because he wanted to get his land back. Sure. Okay. So now we started getting overwhelmed. Now we start getting overwhelmed. Which is too bad. But, we'll see if we can come out of this alive. Crate Henge, sure. Okay. So now we want our Archpriest. And we could probably do with a Trap Finder too. So let's see now. We're gonna use our Bug Catcher here. If they block with their Anguirus, then okay. So they block with it. Very well. We still draw a card because of the Nimble Trap Finder, I do believe. Unless that only happens when it attacks. No, it's... yeah. Excellent. Okay. And I guess we'll do another Apprentice? Do an Opt or an Apprentice. I think we need to fix our draws here. Another Archpriest. Yes, please. But they're gonna get rid of that because they're Ruin Crab. If they, unless they don't draw any lands. If they did not draw any lands, then that's great. Auspicious Turks. Okay. That's unfortunate. Yep. Yeah, I think, can we kill them next turn? I don't think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unless we draw a unsummon? I don't think we are. Man, what I wouldn't do for a freaking worm right now. A massacre worm or whatever it's called. That would be hilarious. Yep. Okay. All right. We're not gonna... That's enough. Oh, well. We couldn't get rid of it in time. I think we could probably keep this. Awkward mana once again. See if we can opt into some lands here. I think one of the trickiest things about this deck is knowing what to keep and what not to keep. Because as much as this is playable, I don't know if this is really a keepable hand. Because it doesn't have enough... Ooh, Charm Stray. Hello. Because it doesn't have enough party people. Or the right kind of lands, you know? Yeah, that's what we want. Okay. We can play this as white. We'll bring out a Trap Finder. And then we can play this as red. And then hopefully draw another white mana source at some point. Okay, Hallowed Priest, got it. No Lux. Alright. Pretty good. Alright, next turn we can, no blocks. Fireblade Charger to kill this Charmed, to block the Hallowed Priest and kill a Charmed Stray, hopefully. That's a good draw too. Let's see. What do we have in the scry here? An Opt and another Bug Catcher. Bug Catchers are good. We don't need to opt. Maybe we don't need two. And all we need left, we need a Cleric. Okay. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Solid Priest is gonna get kind of big. Pacifism on the Bug Catcher. Okay. Actually, we can do it like this. They might have a trick. They probably have a trick. Okay. So that's our only wizard, which is unfortunate. So let's Spoils of Adventure, I guess. Attack here. Alright. So now we have Cleric. We can get our wizard back by simply bringing out Luros. But we can't do that just yet. We'll do this here. Archpriest of Iona and Windrobber? Okay, try to keep them down a little bit. Our Wind Robber can block this Hallowed Priest. Which is fine by me. An Unsummon. That's also pretty good. But we can play out our Luros. What do we need? We now need a wizard. Lands. We don't want lands. I guess I'll give this dude. We'll draw 6. Yeah. Okay. And I guess we'll bring out an island so that we can unsummon something. If need be. Drop mountain. We don't need that. And drop Byram. How many do I need to drop? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get one. I don't know why it allows you to highlight more than one. That seems new. Sure. I don't mind that at all. Alright. Block here. I guess we'll unsummon this. Okay. Very good. Alright. This is post-production me. So I played a couple more games. One game I lost to Demir Flash. In the other game I the other game I won against Kicker, a Sultai Kicker deck, which was fun. And I apologize, those games didn't come out well in the video recording. Apparently something happened on my OBS scene where like the game visual itself was offset incorrectly, so it's basically awful to watch and you don't want to watch it. And I'm amazed that I didn't actually catch it in the video while I was recording until I was editing the video just now. So now you get post-production me to actually tell you how I feel in my outro, because the outro was also messed up. So I liked this deck a lot. It's not like very powerful, but there are a lot of pieces that really do feel good and kind of aggro-y. I feel like it's missing a couple of pieces that perhaps we will see in the future when more party mechanics come out. But I think a lot of people, some of the problems that I was having was I didn't have any kind of like direct damage. We were tempo-y, so we only had unsummons. But I think maybe having a shock in there, or maybe a 3-mana casting, or actually, you know, like you could put in the casket, which would probably work out well also, because this comes back with Luros. If it goes into your graveyard, or you know, from mill, there was a lot of mill. We saw a lot of mill. And a shock would do well too. There's also another card that deals damage from party, Synchronized Spellcraft, and I really think that this isn't good. Some people might suggest me to put it in here, but it's really bad. It deals 4 damage to target creature, and then the X damage might be 4 to the target player. It's just too expensive, right? If this was like cheaper, if this was 3, then it would be like okay. Or if the party reduction, I mean, if the party interaction was a reduction of the converted mana cost rather than dealing X damage depending on how many creatures you have in your party to the controller, then it would be way better. So perhaps if you wanted to put this deck together, remove the unsummons for direct damage, or the casket, like I said. So yeah, something like that. Maybe combat trick, like fight as one. Not as good, I don't think, but because there were just some instances where we really needed to get rid of something and we just couldn't. Like the Scoot Swarm really needed to get rid of that thing, and there was just literally no way for us to do it. Other than like killing a Fireblade Charger, which we don't have a way of doing that, right? And they're not gonna, you know, do that for us because they know what it does. So, you know, that would be the only suggestion I would say. But yeah, fun little deck. I am interested and excited to see what the next sets will do with card. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll see you next time.